Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I wanted to talk about Star Wars Pinball VR, the PSVR version specifically, because this came out a couple weeks ago and there have been reviews and all that kind of good stuff, but it didn't work for the longest time, the PSVR version specifically, and that kind of annoyed me, and I thought, okay, well, no worries, I guess they'll patch it. Like, it was to the point of being broken. You couldn't even play the darn thing. It would crash after 20 minutes of play. So I wanted instead to talk about it now that it's been fixed. Is it actually any good? What you're looking at here is the fan cave, the area that they've made where you can kind of decorate and live the Star Wars fan experience. This is really cool. I really like this. No, you can't go up the stairs, but whatever. And one thing I was a little worried about, does Jabba move at any point? No, you're safe. He's good. There is a speeder bike here, full size, which looks awesome in VR. And you can decorate the shelves. This is all stuff you know from watching other people talk about Star Wars Pinball VR. It's really, really cool. I must confess, from the trailers, I thought this room would be bigger. There's a little neat ATST outside there. Yeah, I thought this room would be bigger because I just got the impression it was like an arcade, and I was expecting, much like the previous pinball games from Zen, you'd have, several tables and you could walk up to each one. No, it's one confined basement type idea with one pinball machine, and that's it. But you know what? That's actually to its advantage because this is where you select the pinball table you want to play, and it'll swap out that machine. Why do I like that? Because I'm praying they're going to have some DLC, and this will be a perfect interface for it. Now, the first table that I tried out was The Empire Strikes Back, and why? Because I actually played the living heck out of this when they released the Star Wars Pinball Pack for the Nintendo 3DS. I actually got that way back many years ago. It only had 3 tables, only one of which is here, and it's The Empire Strikes Back. This is a really good table. I have played this many, many times, and I love it a lot, and in VR, it looks great. So I just wanted to show off. I'm not going to go to a heck of a lot of depth with each of these tables individually, but I wanted to talk about what this does bring. Like, it had a lot of negative things to it, which I will get into in a second, but I was very impressed that the Empire Strikes Back table was here, because I was like, oh man, this is like meeting up with an old friend. So I like that, and I'm going to briefly touch on some of the other tables here, but I'm hoping this video isn't too long because I don't want to lose your attention on it. Anyway, Empire Strikes Back is here. That's awesome. So, of course, I got to try out the other tables that are related to the rest of the trilogy. And I certainly ended up doing so. I have to make a confession. I have to turn off the licensed music. There's an option to do that. This game is a million times better with the licensed music playing. I love those TIE fighters that fly past your face, too. Here we are doing now A New Hope. Odd choice for the back glass. Luke in his Stormtrooper outfit. Whatever. Yeah, this game looks really, really fun. I don't know that the table is all that stellar, but it's a good laugh. And again, I have to emphasize, with the original soundtrack playing, which I've had to turn off for this, it really adds something to the game. I mean, it is so cool. This is a cool little minigame here. Princess Leia's hiding from the Stormtrooper, and you have to launch the ball up that left ramp there, and she will then fire at the Stormtrooper. These are the little cool things that I really love that they've done here. This is a very nicely thought out table. They all are. Some are winners, some are not stellar, but you know what? I'll take what I can get any way I can.
This will be a day long remembered.
Let's go.
So let's just play through the Return of the Jedi table, which is a huge wide body, by the way. It doesn't really communicate it here, but in VR. It's huge. I want to talk about that whole crashing thing again, though. That really had me kind of miffed. When this thing came out, when this was announced, I was like, yes, day one purchase, I'm going to love this. And a lot of the reviews said great things, and I know Zen knows how to do their pinball tables. I've got Pinball Effects 2 for PSVR, posted video discussions about that years ago. Love that. And I thought, oh yeah, okay, no major issues to talk about. I'll buy it day one, and I did. And then the crashing started, and I was not thrilled. I thought, okay, that really sucks, but okay, this happens, whatever, we'll just move forward. There'll be a patch in a day or two. Sure. Yeah, and I kept sort of, multiple days went by, and I thought, okay, where's the patch? Because this should not be in such a broken state for this long. So I started Googling it, and I would see, yeah, VR, Star Wars, patch, etc. Here it is for Oculus Quest and Steam and various other things, and I'm like, okay, but where is it for PSVR? And Oculus Quest actually got a couple of patch rollouts where they got to increase the detail of the imagery and stuff, and I'm like, all right, where is the PSVR patch? What is going on? And there was a tweet about 5 days into it from Zen, saying, yes, we're aware of the issues and we're going to get it patched up. Don't you worry, PSVR fans. We haven't forgotten about you. And I actually replied, I'm like, okay, it's almost been a week. Are you guys going to patch this ever? I know Oculus got a couple. Where's our patch? Luckily, 6 days in, we did get a patch, and that's what I'm running now. Weirdly, it's version 102, and I see in the history it says version 101 existed, but we never got that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off the patching high horse, but here I am ready to buy more DLC if it comes for this game, because I just love what they're doing when it works. But it was in an unplayable state. It was ridiculous, and I was not thrilled about that. So, little warning to you, Zen. Please do not let this happen again. Please continue what is so awesome with this Star Wars VR pinball table. Now, this is the Masters of the Force, which was actually the table notorious for causing the game to crash. I can report it definitely doesn't, so we'll just move past the whole crashing issue. This table, it's pretty cool. It's got a neat, sometimes you're doing for the good side, the light side. Sometimes you're going for the dark side. Seems kind of strange to hear Yoda saying something like, a bonus you hit, but regardless. This one's pretty fun. It's not fantastic, but I kind of like it. And here's one based on Star Wars Rebels, a show I don't really watch, so I don't know who any of these characters are. I don't understand why there's references here to graffiti being painted, whatever. Also, I don't know this droid, but man, he can be annoying sometimes with constantly flying up around your face while you're playing. I mean, it's very distracting, and it doesn't lend itself well to the game. There's a lot of that goes on. Yeah, here you go. He's jumping up in your face while you're trying to concentrate on a pinball table. Not very good. And you know what? Each of the tables themselves have got this issue. There's always somebody trying to grab your attention and fly past your face and stuff. It really makes it difficult to concentrate on the title itself sometimes. However, what is this table like? It's pretty fun, actually. I'm not a fan of the table layout, but it's got some neat little toy pop-ups, things to do, objectives to fulfill. So that's quite nice, Again, I think maybe if I understood who Sabine or Ezra were, this would be more enjoyable to me, but I don't, and so therefore I just play it like a pinball machine. There's also Rogue One, a movie I was not a big fan of, but the table is pretty decent. I really like the sound effects that they've implemented. That's really well done. Some of the objectives you do later, like that area where those TIE fighters are at the top, that'll sink down, and then you have to do something in that area. That's really good. If you separate out the license and just play these as pinball tables, they're very good. They're quite enjoyable, and my God, you get 8 of them for the $25 price tag. So you are getting a lot of value here. That's a positive. I will say that the graphics need a bit of a oh, I lost that ball and now they're all shooting at me. Run away. I do like that. Here's the Mandalorian. This is well, I'm not going to talk about the actual shows that these are all based on. Let's just talk about what the table's like. That's cool, where you can lock the ball inside his ship, and then the Razor's Crest, and then you can continue with the game. The little IG-66, is it? 33? Whatever he is. He's in the back there. I noticed Gina Carano's character is represented on the playfield. How long till Disney instructs Zen that they got to take her out? Anybody who knows anything about the Mandalorian controversy there knows what I'm talking about. But here is the table where it all really gets redeemed. This is the Star Wars collectibles. I can't remember what it's called, but basically they've even got a flying Millennium Falcon drone, much like I have. I did a video about that years ago. This is for the kind of Kenner collector. It's got little action figures in there, and you have to do a bunch of stuff. It uses sound effects from the movies, though, so it's not like the toy sound effects. But this one I like. This has got a really, except for that Millennium Falcon flying in my face all the time, I really like the theme of this one. I like the way they've done the toy element of it. The table is very busy, but in a way that's very enjoyable. This one made me think, you know what? I'm kind of a fan. I'm kind of on board with what Zen have done here. This is a nice one, and I look forward to them porting other tables across. Now that they've fixed the crashing, finally, and now that we can play this and have a really good time with the Star Wars license in a way that is different and unique, I'm on board. I'm very, very happy.
Select a figure. Bonus multipliers are increased. All lost.
Now here's a cute trick. With a certain button combination, you can actually be in the playfield. And this isn't just this table. Any of the tables in this pack, you can do this perspective. It's not terribly practical. You can't really play the game very well that much. And it's not in VR or 3D. It's only VR that it's like a 360 film. Like it's all flat. But you can look all around you on this big flat screen and play pinball, kind of, sort of. Anyway, back to normal VR view. I'm hoping they're going to make the graphics a little better. People have talked about if they would give us the option to turn off anti-aliasing, that'll make it less blurry. The back glass, where like the DMD, is very blurry, especially compared to Pinball Effects 2 that came out years ago, which was crystal clear. This is very muddy, hard to make out the score sometimes. Again, areas for improvement. I hope that Zen is going to make further patches to this. It's stable, it's playable. Now if we could just make it look nicer, that'd be great. Anyway, so that is Star Wars Pinball for PSVR. Now that it's fixed, is it any fun? Yes, there's a lot of very cool things. You can unlock, all these different music tracks. Again, I'm sorry I had to turn off the licensed music because it's the original soundtrack from back in the 70s and 80s. I love having that playing in the background all the time. It's cool to be able to unlock all these helmets and little dioramas and things that you can add. You can customize your fan cave to your liking. Really like that. That's what I enjoy the most with this, is the fact that not only do we have awesome pinball, but we've all these little ways to customize the room. And as a Star Wars collector, this is right up my alley. I love this stuff. So yes, with luck, there will be more of the Star Wars titles coming. You can even make out the pilots in the snowspeeder. That's cool. Yeah, I really hope there's more of the DLC coming, more tables. I'm glad this is playable now. I do enjoy it. I just hope all of the fixes. I hope there are more fixes coming, because I think it could still be better. But I'm very happy I made my purchase. And with that, I'll say until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.